Alright, so a fun short notice replacement fight here. So we got Nicolas Dalby versus Tim Means. So Tim Means, I guess, has a 4-inch height advantage. But yeah. So let's see if he can use it. He comes in as a southpaw. He's been using southpaw a lot lately. He used to fight in orthodox, but he comes in as southpaw more likely this time. And he has fluid boxing, nice hands, can strike in either stance, good footwork, good strike and defense in general. You know, he rolls with a lot of punches, slips a lot of punches. Very underrated part of Tim Means' game is his strike and defense on the front foot. And he does have a nice jab. Either stance, either stance he has a nice jab, either stance he has a nice counter two, a counter uppercut. And it's going to be an interesting clash of styles here because Nicolas Dalby, he comes in with that karate background, he comes in with that karate stance, likes the high kick. He ends a blitz with a high kick. He sets up that high kick quite well, and, it's going to be open for him here against Tim Means in that open stance. He does punch off the clinch break quite nicely. Nice counter two. Wouldn't say his hands are on the level of Tim Means, but he has serviceable hands. He's more good at distance and with his kicks and his blitzes. But yeah, so Tim Means, he could meet him in one of those blitzes with a straight knee to the body. He does do that step in knee. He doesn't like taking the backwards step. He's very fluid with his hands and his strikes. He likes throwing an elbow in combinations, clinch up knee to the body in combinations. Yeah, he's just fluid. And Dalby, he can get predictable with those blitzes. If he doesn't throw the straight knee, he could maybe even level change for reactive double. It's been a problem in Dalby's career. Just running into reactive doubles, basically, for a while, and that's basically how he loses. And Tim Means, he has gone to the wrestling a bit lately. Goes for the body lock though. He'll look to grab the body lock when the opponent closes distance, hit a nice body lock trip on Staropoli, which I think could be a good technique to use against Nicolas Dalby. And for Nicolas Dalby, he has some wrestling as well. He's a decent grappler. He's got a nice reactive double. And then once he gets on top, he looks to advance to mount quite quickly. Looks for elbows from mount. He's a pretty aggressive grappler. Pretty good at controlling his opponent. Good head pressure in the fence clinch. He likes to use that one over hook near the fence and then pressure the opponents against the fence and just control them from there. I think did that quite well to Alex Cowboy Oliveira. How these guys win fights. So for Tim Means, he's got good cardio and good volume, and the same can be said for Nicolas Dalby. Also the fact that Nicolas Dalby is quite durable. He hasn't been finished in 25 fights, except for that fight where he fought that juice head guy. But that doesn't count because that guy was just guy was on everything. Yeah, that doesn't count. Pretty sure that guy's cut. So we won't count that. How these guys lose fights. So for Dalby, he's got subpar takedown defense, subpar get-ups. For Tim Means, he's getting older and he's taken a fair amount of damage in his career, so it's going to be starting to add up soon, and I'm not expecting his chin to hold up as well as it used to. Path to victory for these two. For Nicolas Dalby, keep distance, get respect with your hands, so he isn't just walking you down the whole time. It's just really bad visuals. It's kind of like the Rodriguez fight, which I guess he ended up winning, but the visuals weren't good for Dalby, even though he was being quite effective. For Tim Means, come in as a southpaw, and I'll explain why in a sec. Fight hard for the outside foot so you can open up your power hand. Also forward pressure, boxing range. Don't give him space for his kicks. Try and get in a boxing match with this guy and look to match and exceed his volume because he will be trying to outpoint you from distance. Also a straight knee when he dips, when throwing his overhand. He dips pretty hard when he is throwing these overhands. Also maybe mix in the takedowns, the body lock throws. Cowboy Oliveira had success with the body lock throws against Nicolas Dalby, so I think you can as well. And for Nicolas Dalby, mix in takedowns as well and look to control him against the fence. How I see the fight playing out. So on paper, this fight seems to be quite competitive, but if anyone was to run away with it, I believe it would be Tim Means if he does employ like a pressure-heavy game plan. I feel like he could really dominate if he came in pressure-heavy in a southpaw stance. I'll get into that right now, actually. Another wrinkle in this fight is Dalby's record against southpaws. He's had one win in 6 fights against southpaws, and the only win was the D-Rod fight, which I don't even think he deserved the win there, but he got it anyway, unanimously somehow, but it is what it is. And he's talked about southpaw, being a problem for him throughout his career. Like he's gone on the record and said he has trouble dealing with southpaws. And Means will mix up the stance, but lately he's coming in entirely as southpaw. And I believe he should employ the southpaw stance in this fight, considering the troubles that Dalby has had with the southpaw stance. And if Means does come in as a southpaw, it means he's going to have a harder time covering distance for those blitzes that he likes, and he'll have a harder time stringing the body kick and the high kick together at the end of it. But they will be available for him, at kickboxing range, for both fighters actually. But Dalby's more of a kicker, but he's never been really able to take advantage of the open stance and open up his kicks that way. Also, he's just constantly losing the outside foot battle against southpaws, so that's why in the path to victory I mentioned those two things coming as southpaw win the outside foot battle, because he just doesn't know how to fight southpaws. I expect this fight to be primarily fought on the feet. If either were to mix in takedowns, I don't believe they would accrue any meaningful ground control. I think it's mostly going to be one on the feet. I think the groundwork's going to be kind of inconsequential in the grand scheme of the fight. I do have Means, edging a competitive fight, but it's clear that he's the clear winner. That's kind of how I see the fight going. But yeah, let's have a look at the betting lines. Prediction is Means by decision. I think he wins around 60% of the time. I'd probably bet him if he got to $1.77 or -130, which seems like he could potentially get there. Maybe I was going to bet Dalby if he hit plus 160 or $2.60, but it doesn't seem. I think this line is absolutely correct where it is at the moment, and I don't think there's value on either side. But yeah, I think the line's absolutely perfect where they've lined it. That's how I expect the fight to play out. So yeah, let's go to the next one.